Hi everybody, so I thought I would show you a really quick video on how to calculate your protein. So what I'm going to do is just share my screen and take you through the protein calculation. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Naomi Festera. I'm an accredited exercise physiologist, exercise scientist. I'm also a nutritionist, and I have been in the health and fitness industry now for about 20 years, so been around for a little while. So in this video, I'm just going to show you how to calculate your protein. So calculating daily protein. So if you're weight training, and this video is geared to people who are weight training, ideally what you want to be doing is you want to be weight training 3 times per week. And you want to be training each of these muscle groups sort of the 2 to 3 times per week. So you could do 3 full body sessions. If you enjoy going to the gym and you enjoy going every single day, you can absolutely break your program up. But it's important to point out at this point in the video is there's not a huge amount of evidence to suggest that a split program is superior to a full body program. And really what it comes down to is personal preference. What are you more likely to do? If you're more likely to do 3 sessions per week, then 3 full body sessions are going to be great. If you really love going and you want to do the split, then do the split. But just keep in mind that so long as you are training at the right intensity and you're training each muscle group that 2 to 3 times per week, you're going to get some really good results. And there is some research to suggest 4 is better. There's some research that shows 2 is better. So just keep in mind that it's a bit of a gray area. Anyway, so you want to be doing that weight training 3 times per week. And the reason why this is important is because your daily protein, Hi everybody, my name is Naomi Festera. I am an accredited exercise physiologist, exercise scientist, and a nutritionist. Just wanted to quickly show you in this video how you can calculate. Just let you know now, I'm really not awesome at typing and talking at the same time. So calculate your daily protein intake, because I found particularly for women, they're not great at getting the right amount in, and most of the women that I work with are under eating in protein in particular. So the range is 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo per day. Now, when we talk about kilo, in the kilo weight, what we want is ultimately we want to use your lean body mass, because that's what we're trying to protect. When you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to improve your body composition, so you might be trying to increase your muscle mass, you might be trying to reduce your body fat. But when you're trying to improve your body composition, we need to protect your lean body mass. And that is the ideal kilo weight that we should use. Now, not everybody knows their lean body mass. So if you do not know your lean body mass, what you can do is, if you are a healthy weight, so if you're in the healthy weight range, use your current weight. However, if you are overweight or obese, you would use your goal weight. Okay, so as an example, let's just say I've got a client who is 90 kilos. I know that she's got 50 kilos of lean body mass. I'm going to use 50 kilos in my calculation. Alternatively, I might have a client who is 90 kilos and they don't know their lean body mass and they want to be 70 kilos. So I'm going to use 70 kilos in the equation. All right, so for this example, let's just say we'll go with the first example. We've got someone who's 90 kilos with 50 kilos of lean body mass. Oops. So the equation then is 1.6 times by the 50 kilos, because that's their lean body mass, and then 2.2 times by 50 kilos. So I'm going to, because I'm not very good at calculating this off my head, so we'll go 50 times 1.6, so that gives us 80 to, oops. Sorry, 110, yeah, good. 110 grams. So for this person here, they need to be eating 80 to 110 grams of protein each day. Now, really important to point out at this stage that, let's just say 100 grams of cooked steak is equal to about 25 grams of protein. 100 grams of cooked chicken is equal to about 30, even higher sometimes, of protein. 100 grams of cooked fish is anywhere from like 22 to 30 grams of protein. 1 egg is equal to about 6 grams of protein. So it just sort of depends. So when you look at this 80 to 110 grams, that's not the gram weight of the protein source. That is the amount of protein you should have. So the next step to this, and it'll help explain all of this a little bit better, but ideally what we want to do is we want to spread out the protein over 4 meals on training days. So if you're hitting the gym, you really want to spread out this 1.6 to 2.2 over 4 meals. So you're going to have somewhere in the vicinity of 0.4 to 0.55 grams per meal. So having a look at this 80 to 110. So let's go over here. So if we were to divide 80 by 4, that's going to give us 20 grams. 110 divided by 4 is 27.5. So you want to be having, and we'll round up for ease, 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. So go back over here again. All you're going to need is 100 grams of cooked chicken to get your 30 grams of protein. You need a little over 100 grams of steak. Pork and lamb are sort of in the same vicinity. And then with fish, same sort of thing, about 100 grams. So if you have 100 grams of cooked protein, you are going to get that, and you're going to get your required amount in each meal. So you don't really have to push hard to meet your protein requirement when you're eating animal sources. When you get into vegetarian, you have to be a little bit more considered with what you're eating. And the wonderful thing about animal protein is that it comes with, it's quite bioavailable. It's a complete protein, which means there's all the amino acids in the right amount that we need to then construct the protein inside of us, or put together, assemble the protein inside of us. Lots of micronutrients, so vitamins and minerals that come with the protein source. And if you're eating things like steak, very high in iron, and it's what's called heme iron, and our body is really easily able to absorb that iron into the body. If you are eating a plant-based iron, you need to also include vitamin C with that. The ascorbic acid aids the absorption of the iron. So from a protein perspective, what you need to do is either A, use your lean body mass if it is known. Otherwise, you use your current weight or goal weight, depending on what category you're in. And then you put it into this equation, 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo per day. And you work out what your range is. And then you divide that range by 4. So in this example, we ended up with 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal. Now that's just on the training days. And the reason why you spread it out over the 4 meals is that it optimizes the utilization of that protein in your muscles. So your muscles are only able to maximally uptake about this much, the 0.4 to 0.55 grams per meal. That's not to say that if you eat above this, it's a waste. The rest of your body is also going to be utilizing protein. So that's just the most that your muscles can utilize. So don't stress too much about going higher than that. And there's really no solid science suggesting that there are any issues associated with a high protein diet. And high protein's really when you're getting over sort of 3.5-ish grams per kilo per day. So if you're sitting in this range, if you're sort of sitting up around the 2.2 grams, that's fine. You're not going to have any problems unless you've got some crazy pre-existing kidney problem. And as always, if you're going to change your diet and you do have a medical condition, you should always run this by your doctor or by your dietitian. Now, if you really want to maximize protein, these recommendations are to be done in conjunction with weight training. So this 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilo per day is for people who are weight training. And ideally you want to be doing that 3 times a week. In terms of whether you go full body versus split, the research is inconclusive on this. What we do know, above and beyond everything else, is that preference matters. If you prefer a split program, do your split program. If you prefer full body, stick with full body. In terms of the research, it's really divided in terms of how many sets you should be doing. Again, there's no consensus on this. You should be training each of your muscle groups about 3 times per week. Hence, this 3 times per week, that's a full body program. But if you're training your muscles, each muscle group about 3 times per week, you're going to get great results. Add that with your protein, you are onto a winner. Anyway, I hope this helps. If it is helpful, please, please, please jump on social media, share what you learnt, hit me up at Naomi Festera. I am on Twitter, I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook. I would love to hear what you have to say. Hashtag trained, if I can spell, trained by Naomi at Naomi Festera. Would love to hear from you guys and what you've learned. I'd love to see photos of you guys implementing some of this information, and I will have more info coming out to you shortly. All right, bye everyone.